Proudly South African hosting its 12th annual Buy Local Summit and Expo at the Sandton Convention Centre. This is where over 200 local exhibitors from different sectors are showcasing their work. And the event also provides a platform for SMMEs and big corporates to exchange knowledge. Let's bring in our reporter now, Zola Sholwana, who is there. Zola, good morning. The Minister, I know this morning we carried part of his address live, had a lot to say about strides that South Africa was making in ensuring that the Proudly South African and Buy Local, Manufacture Local gospel was coming to life, not only serving the South African consumer population, but also across the continent and further afield.
Yes, certainly, Man. He mentioned that obviously, such events then promote, South African businesses and services and put them on the international platform, because we are told that there's over 400 eligible buyers that will be part of this event, obviously seeing over 200, exhibitors that will be showcasing their products and also their services. This is to essentially, promote local products and local brands, saying that you might have heard the Minister mentioning that when you buy a specific product, you need to check if it has, the logo, the Proudly South African logo, which means that it was made in South Africa. Now, what's different about this year's exhibition, Iman, is that, more sectors have come on board. If you are able to see right behind me, the automotive sector has also, joined and as part of this, more companies are on board, and they're showcasing, motor vehicles that were manufactured in South Africa. And, we are seeing a lot of, solar companies that are coming on board, and we believe that obviously they are trying to tackle the devastating issue of load shedding. But to tell us more about this exhibition, we are joined by the chairman of Proudly SA. Sir, thank you very much for your time. Tell us about the momentum that this event has gained over the years.
This is the 12th Buy Local Summit and Expo. And this year we've got 216 exhibitors on the floor. But what's more important, this year we have about 480 buyers that are walking the floor. These are people in procurement and supply chain management from all the major retailers and also the large manufacturers that are looking at the products and services of our members in order to include it into their shelves and into their processes. So this is really important. The matchmaking process is probably one of the biggest local matchmaking exercises that we're undertaking this year.
Now, speaking about the matchmaking process, I believe that this is obviously to give SMMEs an opportunity to engage with big corporates. What's in it for them?
So firstly, I think that we've seen a major shift where the large retailers, for example, have seen the value of at least having 50% of their goods on their floor from South Africa. And this in part is a lesson we've learned in COVID, when the global supply chains collapsed and we could not move goods across the world. And there's been a very, very strong commitment from the retailers to expand the number of goods they are putting on their shelves from locally manufactured. But matchmaking is more than just the small businesses with the large businesses. It's also, if we take the example, we have 7 cars on the floor this year, which are manufactured here. A large part of it is exported globally. But what we're doing this year is bringing in the local car hire companies and saying, you've got to make sure that these companies that are that are manufactured locally are part of your fleets in the car hire environment. So that matchmaking process is not only small to large, but also large to large in that kind of way. And a really exciting development to see unfolding because more companies this year are making commitments to buy local and to procure local. Also, we're beginning to make very good progress in the public sector, where more of the public sector are committing to procure local, and we are actually growing in that area as well.
All right, thank you very much for your time, sir. Now, Iman, a lot of people are quite familiar with what you call Diamond Walk, but what we have today here is actually the local walk, where you get to see local brands showcase their work, which means that, the platform has been expanded compared to the last year. And I'm joined by one of the designers. So thank you very much for your time. What are you expecting to take from, this event?
A lot of brand exposure and just people to come and touch and feel the quality of the garments that we make. So it's pretty much that, like, people getting exposed to the quality of garments and touch and feel, and it's pretty much that, yeah.
Now, the biggest challenge of small businesses is the issue of funding, and I believe that obviously some people would like to interact with their potential, sponsors today in today's event, so that they walk away with something. Take us through the challenges of establishing a small business.
I think, like you said, pretty much like small businesses, it's within funding. It's one of the biggest issues that we face. So it's pretty much growing like the networks that we need to grow out the sources. With partners like Proudly SA, we are able to grow the businesses within those sectors. And Proudly SA has helped us a lot in terms of that, in guiding us through the processes and having proper and good investors within the spaces as well. So it's pretty much that.
Thank you very much for your time, sir. Well, Iman, obviously the program is still running, and exhibitors are just going around the stalls and interacting with exhibitors that are obviously selling their services and also their products that were manufactured in South Africa. And this is essentially to just provide a platform, to small businesses and also big corporates to interact the best way they can, so that, small business, which, usually encounter a problem of funding, walk away, with something. And the minister actually touched on that, and saying that this 2 days event will be providing a platform of that sort. And also for South Africans, the registered buyers that are here, just to get to see what South Africa is capable of doing in terms of manufacturing and also flying the proudly South African flag quite high. Back to you, studio.
Zola, thank you very much for that. I've been at some of those summits before in the Buy Local campaigns. One of the other big issues is access to markets. And the criticism still from outside is, will these South African-made labels be able to compete with something comparative that we can bring from outside? The message we keep hearing is that if we start to invest, if we start to support local industry, they will become more muscular, and as a result, we could see those prices coming down. So very interesting and exciting summit that's currently underway from today over the next few days, and we'll continue to bring you some of the highlights from that gathering. Thanks, Zola Sholwana.